I am ready. It was funny. So, welcome everyone. Welcome, Facebook world. Alicia and I were on our coaching call, and Alicia, how long have we been coaching together?
4 years, we said.
4 years, and you're one of my most favorite people in the world, and it's been so fun to watch your journey and to watch you come along because. I still remember where we had the conversation where you're like, I'm hiring you. I'm sending you $10,000. And you sent $10,000 up front. And I had a goal. I was like, okay, I guess I'm coaching Alicia. And it's been so fun watching your journey. So do me a favor, introduce yourself to everyone that doesn't know you. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Alicia. We've been doing this for 4 years. I got 3 kids, 11 and under. 11. A real estate business, and I'm a mother hustler. That's
you are a complete mother hustler, and what I love is you were told very early on in your career by a powerful agent. What did she say to you?
She said, "Good luck doing real estate without putting your kids into full-time daycare." And I said, "Pound sand." And then I went and proved her how you can do it with having 3 kids at home and netting over $100,000.
And that's the important part is netting, and you've also built your YouTube page. Did you hit 2,000 by the end of the year?
I did. I'm at like 2,090 right now.
Did you hear my chest popping? And what I love about this is Alicia's a little bit of a pain in the butt, and like a good way. Like she's not motivated the way that a lot of my coaching clients are. And with a lot of my coaching clients, what I might do with them might actually demotivate Alicia. And Alicia's just the person that has quietly behind the scenes kicked butt. And one of the things that what were we talking about earlier on our call with 40 years? Share a little bit about that.
When we first started coaching, I had just had a baby, and literally had spent 40 years trying to not be seen, trying to just fly under the radar, do what I was supposed to do, and not have anyone pay any attention to me. And then when we met, it was like, oh, turn up your volume. Let's let everybody know about you. And I'm like, all right, like I got a lot of stuff for people to learn from. I should be in letting the light shine on me and sharing so I can help them and stop being so freaking selfish. I think you told me that.
Well, it's been fun because, and this is going to sound as if I'm going to say that other people don't care, but you generally do care, probably too much. And I'd argue you probably care more about people's success than they do oftentimes. And yet you want to fight for lack of a better term, and you can change my words. You want to fight for the little guy and give them a voice and give them a chance to win. Is that fair to say?
Heck yeah. When we're talking about, I want to have a big team or help a big team, like I want to help you just have a better life. Whatever that is, whether it's 12 deals or 40 deals or 30, or whether it's netting 50 or 200, like it's about you, not about this big monstrosity and like how much you could beat the other person. Like I want you to have a good life.
Well, and what was interesting, we were on our coaching call and I said, hey, I want to go on a live with you. And the reason I want to go on the live is when we look at my A's, you're the most colorful A that I have. And when I say the most colorful A that I have, when I look at it, and I believe in this, you identify your 36 people and you help them win. You help enough people get what they want, you'll get everything that you want. So I have a color coding system. Alicia, you've been with me for 4 years. We've been in the trenches together. You've joined EXP through me. You've been a paying coaching client. Like there's so many reasons why like helping you win also helps me win. And it's not just for that, but let's use emotional intelligence. So I'm consistently asking myself, how do I serve Alicia? So I'm like, how can I serve you? Let's jump on Facebook Live and get some more eyeballs on you, because here's what I know. You've helped change lives at like a heart crushing level. Can you think of some of those texts that you've sent over to me where you're like this?
Yes. Where I text you like a single mom, like didn't have money to pay for gas, and now she's sold $2 million homes and she's got like $80,000 in the bank. Like that is amazing. Like Nicole won't mind me mentioning her, Nicole Babenko, who was chasing leads and now she's just doing business all by referral, and she just bought her dream house in Vermont, in Delaware. Like that's what it's about. Like that's what it's about.
See, so that's why we jumped on this Facebook Live, because I endorse Alicia 100%. And the reason is her actions have spoken louder than her words. And I've done a good job of identifying people like Alicia where their results speak louder than their resume. And if you don't know Alicia, do yourself a favor. Take her up on a discovery call. Meaning we set a goal because we were looking at the math of what you want to accomplish. And here's what we know. If you're trying to do it all and you feel like you're drowning, you can help someone get some oxygen there. Would you say that's fair?
Yes, yeah, easily.
If you're having challenges of what you feel society says you should be doing versus what in your heart of hearts you feel you should be doing, you can probably help that person too. Would you agree?
Yes. Yeah.
And if you need someone that just can help believe in you and help pull that out of you, and maybe you can't even see it in yourself, like she will be that champion. I remember telling Alicia sometimes, like, hey, Alicia, like I would tell you, like, if at any time you're questioning yourself, know that I believe in you 100%. And so borrow my opinion. Alicia can be that for you. So we have a goal of you having 10 conversations a week with no hidden agenda except helping people. Fair?
Fair. Yep.
And we know our numbers. We know if Alicia and you can have a discovery call where you show up open-minded, you don't show up with a shell, you don't show up with like your guard up, and you just allow Alicia to pour into you, ask you the tough questions. We know that for every 10 people, we know that you'll end up with results that will end up helping you. We don't know which one of those 10 will end up, filtering down the line. So you're going to show up and serve with no hidden agenda, except there's going to be people that will want to continue in the conversation, and it will go there. So Alicia, if somebody would like to take you up on a phone call, now everybody look back, go on my Facebook page and see how many times I've done this in the last year. How many times do you think you're going to see a Hank endorsement like this? There isn't one. Alicia, can you think of a time that I gave an endorsement like this around someone with taking up for a discovery call? It's been some time.
It's been a while. And you don't talk crap. You say what you believe.
I don't. Like, you couldn't pay me for this endorsement. Like, you couldn't give me a check of $10,000 to come on and say what I'm saying about Alicia. It's because I've watched what she's done to help people. And between you and me, much to my demise, I'm like, Alicia, like, you want it more than they do. Tell them to go pound sand and let's go work with people who want to do it. And again, if you're watching this in your Alicia's world and you think I'm talking about you, maybe I am. Get over yourself. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Alicia fights for every single person that's in her world. And here's what I need you to do. Just meet her where she's at. She'll pull the chain. You just got to hang on and start running at some point. Fair?
Fair. Particularly if you kind of know in your side of your mind that something could be different. You don't know what, and you can't figure it out. And everybody keeps telling you, like, no, you have to do it this way. I'm your girl.
Yep. So do me a favor. If you do end up taking Alicia up on a phone call, message me how it went. Like, I know how I believe that it's going to go. Message me about how it went, and we'll go from there. So Alicia, we both got to jump on calls. Yep. Anything else that you want to leave us with as we're still live?
I just wanted to say that this is an endorsement of you too, because you've helped me get here.
Well, can we celebrate something that you just recently did?
What?
Your husband left the corporate world. I think someone just fell off a ladder.
Oh, geez. I'll tell you why. I hope it's not a.
Took a month off.
I took a month off. Went to Myrtle Beach, Surfside Beach, for a month with my family. And my husband is now not working, and I'm a breadwinner. And, the agent that I talked to in Austin, several years ago, and I definitely told her to pound sand because I did exactly what she said could never be done.
Well, what I love about that, I'm just going to correct one thing that you said.
What?
Your husband is now helping with the domestic end of the house. And I mean, it's been fun watching your husband step up because, it's not the normal role. And Alicia, here's another thing that I love that you can do is you can help facilitate women finding their voice. And this isn't about your husband. What I think is, I think you're a great representation of helping women find their power and find that they don't need to be doing everything themselves, and actually help your husband succeed in the relationship. Did I explain that fairly, or
I think so. All the self-sacrificing you're doing isn't helping anybody. This is a teamwork thing.
It's actually kind of hurting it, isn't it? I mean, that's the other thing that I'm really excited and proud about on your journey over the last 4 years is how you and your husband have made it through some pretty tough stuff. And you know, Sarah and I didn't have my reel, and I was just sharing with you. You know, Sarah had thought about what it looks like to not be with me, and I mean, and I share that with all of you because, you know, marriages are tough. Even if it looks like Sarah and I have it all going together, it hasn't always been that way, and we've worked our butt off to get there. And that's one thing I admire about the two of you is you've also put in the work when it wasn't easy.
True story, Hank.
Yeah, we won't get into too many details for either of us. But so if you're watching us and you think we got it all figured out, we don't. We've just been working at it. And you're starting to see some results because we've been working our butts off on it. Fair?
We are. Very fair. Very fair.
So are you glad you went Facebook Live with me? Because I brought you a little bit kicking and screaming. I just wanted to celebrate you, friend. And I still remember when you decided to join EXP through me and how you stood up. I'm going to say stood up for yourself because I said, hey, why don't you go through, because Dave Fry just joined over. And I said, why don't you go through Dave? And I love that you stood up and said, no, Hank, I'm coming through you. And that would have been a mistake on my end by doing that because I didn't know what I didn't know. And Alicia, time and time again, what I've seen you do is take a stand for what you believe is right, even if it goes against what everybody else is saying, and I've seen you win.
Thanks. It's true. I don't take anybody's crap, not even yours.
That's where I want to say F you, but it's true because here's what I like about our relationship is neither one of us need to be right. We just want to see each other win, and sometimes we agree to disagree. And one more story about you is we were launching a 36 to Life, and we had Jackie and Monica, and this isn't anything against them. They're the team captains, and they're being celebrated. And all of a sudden, I run the reports, and I was like, Alicia sold out. And everybody was like, Monica and I talked about this, I think, this week. She's like, yeah, remember when Alicia sold out? I was like, damn, I need to go lead generate because I was asking Monica the last time she actually went and lead generated because we were talking about EXP, and she goes, when Alicia sold out and I had to step up and go prove myself because she was kicking all our butts.
I remember everybody had really professional pictures. And I'm like, I don't even have a professional picture. So I had a picture with like all the kids like on my back. Like, at least it's different. People know I'm different.
Well, you, my friend, are an A+ in my life. And if you got nothing else out of this, hopefully you're seeing that I'm spending some of my currency to support somebody in my top 36. And I truly believe this. You identify your key relationships, and because you're building your team, right? Here is my team, top 36 people. I'm going through here, like Lauren Taylor, I get a call with right after this. I'm going through here and asking myself, how do I serve these people? How do I serve them? How do I help them? How do I add more value? And if you identify your key relationships and help them get what they want, the only reason you're not going to win is if they're takers. So if you tend to hang out with takers or people who, you know, tend to guilt you into things and everything else, go read the book Give and Take. Also look where you might be showing up that way, because I have in the past where we were talking about that on our coaching call, being careful of not having different expectations of what's being done, because I've been very good at painting pictures. And so real world conversation. So Alicia, we both got jumped.
Yep. All right. See you guys.
Bye, friend. See ya.